90-minute long second part of Isaias Afwerki Eritrean president's interview was aired just a few minutes ago. I was waiting for the interview to be aired. Now we have complete detail of what he said, analysis of what he said. I see this part of interview very alarming. Dangerous is the word which I would use for this part of Isaias Afwerki's interview. What did he say? Why is this interview so dangerous? And secondly, he was due to speak on domestic issues tonight. Did he address any domestic issues? Did he announce any major programs, any major projects, or any major changes to the way Eritrea is being run? All that in this video. 90 minute was the duration of this part 2 of Isaias Afwerki Eritrean president's interview. By the way, a viewer a few hours ago commented in a video's comment section on My Views and News that the first question in tonight's Isaias Afwerki's interview won't be about Eritrea. And he was spot on. The first question in tonight's interview was about Sudan. Name of that viewer is Aman Hailu. First question by the journalist was about Sudan, and Isaias Afwerki took 30 minutes to answer that question. So you can say out of 85 to 90 minutes, half of it is spent on regional issues. Half of the time is spent on domestic issues, we can say. Why is this interview alarming? He criticized 3 countries severely in this interview, especially 2 countries which could team up to create problems for Eritrea in the form of instigation of conflicts in the Horn of Africa. Why did he start with Sudan? What did he say about Sudan? He said that Islamists created problems in Sudan, and problems emerged when Islamists seized power. He was talking about Umar al-Bashir era, I think. And he said that the Islamists gave shelter to Osama bin Laden too. And then he talked about recent or ongoing conflict in Sudan. He said this conflict in Sudan is not between 2 generals. It is not between Al-Burhan and Hamati. Rather, this conflict has been created by external forces. UAE is the one which is creating a conflict in Sudan. That is why, since external forces are creating problems in Sudan, Eritrea cannot stay silent. He appreciated Sheikh Zayed. He said that he met with Sheikh Zayed, who was the ruler of the UAE, but the current leadership, Mohammed bin Zayed, MBZ, is creating problems in Sudan, in Somalia, in Tanzania, in Libya, in Chad. UAE ruler wants to seize control of all ports. UAE ruler is providing drones to RSF. UAE ruler is providing drones to Prosperity Party. He leveled all these allegations against UAE. That is why I see this interview as dangerous. UAE is known for, UAE ruler, MBZ is known for being very vindictive, very revengeful. And now when Isaias is hitting at MBZ directly, What do you expect from MBZ? Secondly, he criticized Israel too. He said UAE is paving the way for Israeli intervention in this region. Israel has been criticizing uh, the alleged alliance between Iran and Al Burhan government, of which Eritrea is also a part, according to Israeli sources. So Isaias Afwerki criticized UAE that UAE is paving the way for Israeli intervention in this region. And thirdly, he criticized France. He said France is creating problems in our region, but he did not say a word against US. He called for engagement with US. He did not criticize Saudis. He said Saudis, Egyptians, Somalis, and Djibouti, they can play a role, they can contribute for peace and stability. Are Saudis not involved in creating any problem in this region? Are Saudis not involved in Sudan? They are involved. What about Egypt? Is it not involved in Sudan? It is involved there. But he just criticized the UAE, Israel, in the context of Sudanese war and the Horn of Africa issues. They criticized France. So I see it as dangerous because UAE and Israel will definitely hit back at Isaias Afwerki, directly or indirectly. What did he say about domestic issues? By the way, what did he say and what were we expecting? What were the people expecting? He talked about the performance a little. He said, we don't have any shortage of land, shortage of water, shortage of technology. So Eritrea has no shortage, but still Eritrea has not been able to make any groundbreaking and revolutionary production, agricultural production, through using its water, land, and technological skills. He talked about dams that we're building dams, small dams we have built, so many. Then he talked about maritime resources. He said, we haven't touched maritime resources. Eritrea has great potential. It will produce between 80 and 1,000 tons of fishery every year. He talked about the need to establish national power grid. He said we should build mini grids first, 30 megawatt, etc. And then we should build a national grid. When it comes to energy production, he said we should now move towards renewable energy production. We need to. That's what he said a lot. We need to. He said, in housing sector, we have done a lot. Has been done is enough. Diaspora's involvement in investment. He said, diaspora has huge potential. And we have asked zonal administrators. We have tasked zonal administrators with ensuring diaspora investment in Iraq. Now, what were we expecting? I mean, what were the people expecting from him to announce? Firstly, private sector investment. Did he make an announcement? I mean, diaspora investment is so insignificant for him that he has tasked zonal administrators to work on it. Why is that Eritrean government on national level? Why can't it announce some initiatives, offers for diaspora to invest in Eritrea? No such initiative project announced. Eritrean companies are under restrictions. They cannot import materials from abroad. Did he lift restrictions tonight? Did not. Restrictions on imports. Restrictions on housing, on construction companies. Lifted? No. Rather, he said, what we have done in construction industry, in housing, it's enough. What about other major announcements which were being expected, like opening up of media? He talked about uh, misinformation being spread against Eritrea. Did he announce anything that Eritrea is opening up its media space, allowing private channels to be registered to counter misinformation against Eritrea? No. No opening up of media. What about uh, establishment of new political parties? Nothing was said by him. What about establishment of independent institutions? Some election board, independence of judiciary, independence of accountability institutions? Did not say a word. Did not say a word about youth participation in government decision making. Though he praised diaspora, he praised the human resource. He said, our main resource, our main asset is our human resource, human capital. But when it comes to the involvement of youths in decision making, he did not say a word about it. What about parliament? What about constitution? Any announcement? Nothing was said. What about the release of prisoners who have been in prison for decades? Nothing was said. So this is what he said. Basically, he does not have anything to promise to Eritreans other than a few dams, other than the promise, other than the dreams that Eritrea has huge potential, huge resources, and it can do this, it can do that, it will do this, it will do that. No institutional reforms have been announced by him. No economic reforms announced by him. No reforms pointing towards opening up of political space announced by him. Nothing new in this interview by Eritrean president. Disappointing for Eritrean who want some change. And when people say they want, it does not mean they want to remove the government. They want this government to bring about some change, but not a word about it. Thank you for watching.